what's up and welcome. I'm the one and only West Coast King, and welcome back to Major League 90, where we are talking Major League Soccer. The fresh season is right around the corner now, and I can't wait for that to get underway. I mean, can we just start the season already? I'm ready for this title defense in Seattle now. I'm ready for this thing. I'm set to go to this home opener. I want to see the banners raised. It's going to be a glorious freaking day. We do have 2 road games to start the season, unfortunately, for the Sounders. Don't know how they got that kind of scheduling, but either way, I'm ready for that first game at home at CenturyLink Field. I can almost smell the turf from here. I'm so excited for the season, but today, we're not talking about the season because obviously that's not here yet. We're still talking transfer business, and the transfer window is in full swing. A couple of recent moves really caught my eye, and I want to talk about those here today. So the first move, and this has been the biggest move so far, well, not so far, but the biggest recent move from any team, is that Fredy Montero is making his return to the MLS. Yes, Sounders fans are going to be well acquainted with good old Fredy Montero. He spent 4 seasons in Rave Green, and he's making his return to the MLS with Vancouver. Yeah, that's a thing that's happening. Fredy who? Fredy Montero? No. Never heard of him. Sounds like shit, though. I wouldn't want him on my team. No, I'm just playing. I still love Fredy Montero. Like I said, he spent 4 seasons in Seattle. When I first started watching soccer, he was kind of my favorite player. Obviously, the star striker on my hometown team. He scored 47 goals in 4 seasons with Seattle. And he's going to be making the move up north to another Cascadia team, a big rivalry team. I can't understand making that move. Honestly, he's tweeted over and over and over again that he still loves Seattle and he loves the Sounders and everything, and then he's going to a rival team. I don't quite understand that. I really, really don't. As a matter of fact, I'm not the only one that really doesn't understand a move like that. His former teammate and current club captain in Seattle, Brad Evans, had this to say on Twitter: "Despite the stupid-ass MLS player acquisition mechanism, I'd never go to a rival team." So, yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Now, putting personal feelings aside, is Fredy Montero really going to help Vancouver all that much? Well, striker was certainly an area of need heading into the offseason. Of the 5 strikers they lined up top, that's Octavio Riviero, Blas Perez, Masato Kudo, Giles Barnes, and Eric Hurtado. Those 5 players scored 10 goals total. In over 4,000 minutes played, those players scored 10 goals. Obviously, Fredy Montero is a cut above that. So, yes, I think in a sense, Fredy Montero is going to help them. However, where Fredy Montero is truly at his best is when he's paired up top with another striker so he can play off of them and kind of play the role of facilitator. His best season, arguably, in Seattle was his last season when he played with Eddie Johnson. Eddie Johnson was the big, strong target forward. Fredy Montero could drop deeper into the formation, drop deep into the midfield, pick up the ball, and be the playmaker. And that was where he was at his best, and that was what earned him his move to Europe that he's so coveted, where he went on to play in Portugal. In Vancouver, they don't run 2 strikers. They run 1. They run a 4-2-3-1 formation. Fredy's going to be all alone up top. So I'm not sure if that's really best utilizing his skill set, but we'll have to see how it goes. I would still say Fredy Montero is definitely an upgrade there. I wouldn't be surprised if he scored 12 to 15 goals this season. He's just that kind of a player. He's going to get you goals. He's going to get you results. But I'm not really sure if he's really going to be put in the best situation to succeed right away. Now, the second move I want to talk about is yet another move being made by one of the expansion teams coming in this season. This one's coming from Minnesota. Now, last time out I said Atlanta seemed to be a step ahead of Minnesota here. Atlanta was knocking it out of the park. They've had their fill of headline-making moves. They've gone out and got great players to start their first season in the MLS. I would say they're going to be a halfway decent team in their first season. A playoff team, I think they're going to be on the cusp. I think they're going to at least be in it until the end. I don't know if they actually make the playoffs, but I think if they can put all the pieces together, and it is a lot of new pieces to fit all together in the first season, but if they can do that, they're going to be a good team. Minnesota seemed to be a step behind, and now they're starting to get some good players into their team. They've already gone out and got some fantastic players. I like the move for Kevin Molino from Orlando. I like getting Johan Venegas from Montreal. I loved him. He was fantastic in the playoffs for Montreal. And getting Miguel Ibarra back to Minnesota was a huge, huge move. not just for the team on the field, but a boost for that city as well. That's a player they know and a player that they can get behind. And now they've gone out and gotten Joshua Gatt. Now, he's spent his whole entire career in Europe. He went straight from high school in the United States over to Austria. I think he spent a season there, and then he moved to Norway, where he spent the last 5 seasons, I believe. However, he's only played 7 games since 2013. He tore his ACL not once, not twice, but 3 times. The same ACL 3 times. So this is a bit of a risky play here. Has a bit of an injury past, similar to Kevin Molino, though I think Kevin Molino only blew his knee up 1 time. It's a little bit easier to come back from than actually blowing it up 3 times. So at least at the end of last season, Joshua Gatt looked good. And if this move pays off, it could be a fantastic move for Minnesota. If they can manage to work in Molino and Venegas and Ibarra and a couple of the other players that they've brought in along with Joshua Gatt, it could be an insanely dynamic, fast, and skilled attack. Or it could all fall apart and just be a complete disaster. Honestly, I have no idea. If anything, though, it's going to be fun to watch. I can't wait to see what Minnesota looks like this season, but at least on paper, the moves look really, really good, and I like the players that they brought in. In practice, on the field, is it going to work? I have no idea. And now on to some news from your reigning MLS Cup champions, the Seattle Sounders. Baddest tattoo in the league. I'm going to have to give it to Stefan Frei. Man, what? I don't even know what that is. It's like a flaming skull thing with other stuff going on in the back. Nobody can say a damn thing to him. You know what? You're reigning MLS Cup MVP. Nobody can say a damn thing. As a matter of fact, if I was him, I probably would have got something a little bit different tattooed across my back, something like that. But, you know, whatever you want to do, man. You do you. You get a flaming skull if you want to do. You were a bad, bad man last season. As long as he keeps up that form, get whatever you want tattooed. Get a nice Mike Tyson tattoo if you want to. You go ahead and do whatever you want. And probably some news that's a little bit more important than the full back tattoo of your goalkeeper is that Clint Dempsey has participated in a couple of preseason games, and he says he's about 85 to 90% fit now. And all signs, again, point that he's going to make a full recovery here. He's going to be fit. He's going to play for the Sounders this season, which is great for the Sounders, obviously. I think it's great for the league as well. You always want your high-profile players on the field. Not so great for the other teams around the league. They won the MLS Cup championship without Clint Dempsey. Adding a player like him to that team is only going to make it better. We got a small glimpse of what it could look like last season. It was downright terrifying. And they're adding Harry Shipp to the mix as well. It's just, there's so many options there. I'm so excited. I can't wait for the season to get started. So that is all that I have got for today. Let me know down in the comments if your team has made any new moves and gotten any new players in. Which one do you think is going to be the most impactful for your team this season? Or if your team hasn't gone out and gotten any new players, which ones would you like to see them go get? Maybe there's some rumors swirling around your team of some possible acquisitions. Let me know which one of those you think would be the most helpful for your team. But that is going to be it for this one. If you did enjoy it, make sure to let me know by leaving a like below. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you when we come back for some more Major League 90. See ya.